Speaking of cinematic universes,
Yes, the very successful ones, and then not so much.
there was recently a reboot of The Mummy, which, by the way, I love The Mummy with Brendan Fraser and the sequel, The Mummy Returns.
Never seen them, but they're probably good.
Oh, you should watch them. We should watch them one night. They're great films. They're kind of a mix of horror and comedy
And action?
and action. Oh yes, very good action. And they were rebooting it with Tom Cruise. Not only were they going to reboot it, this was supposed to be the start of a Universal Cinematic Universe involving all of the classic Universal movie monsters. I don't know if you know this, but Universal actually owns the movie rights to like Frankenstein, The Invisible Man,
Creature from the Black Lagoon?
Dracula. I don't know about that one.
That's my favorite.
But the Mummy, of course, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde. So yeah, they have like all the rights to those characters. It's kind of and just thinking about it, it's kind of a neat idea. But they completely messed it up with The Mummy.
Mm-hmm.
And not only before you see anything else, I didn't see the movie, but I've heard by reading reviews that at the very beginning of the movie, before you even see anything about The Mummy, you see Dark Universe as like a logo.
Really?
Yes. So presumptuous.
Like, guys,
it's like, okay,
stop.
It's kind of like basically saying this is only the first movie. We're planning sequels.
So you haven't seen it, neither have I. Were there like hints in it that felt like other monsters coming in?
Yeah, there was Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde in it.
Really?
As I believe he was the character played by Russell Crowe. Yeah.
Oh, man.
So, okay. Real quick, I think the reason why The Mummy failed is I don't know if it was any good or not. Like I said, didn't see it. The trailers were terrible for it. Like anytime there was any humor, it was just very like, someone saying like, I think there's like a mummy in a Jeep and they're trying to like drive and he's trying to drive, and so she starts hitting him accidentally. Like there's a woman in the Jeep with him and she starts hitting him instead of the mummy. He's just like, ow, don't hit me, hit him. Just very like, humor. Like, okay, that's really not funny. It's really easy.
Did it even follow the original like at all? It didn't really look like
No, it did not.
Yeah.
It was very like globe-trotting. The Mummy kept doing this thing with the eyes would like split apart.
Yeah.
Which I'm like, okay, that's kind of a neat idea. But they like every trailer they made sure you knew that she could do this thing with with her eyes.
Just so you know.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I don't know what that signifies, so that means nothing to me other than it looks creepy.
Yeah.
But they even show at one point like Tom Cruise's character gets her powers and starts fighting her. It's kind of like the whole Terminator Genesis things. Like they just give away the whole movie in the trailer. No one's going to see it if you've given all away the good parts, which is, Thor Ragnarok. They actually altered some trailer shots to not spoil the movie.
And in the case of The Mummy, especially when your good parts are very scarce.
Right. Exactly. That's what a trailer is for, is to give people some good stuff, and the good stuff that we got wasn't that good.
But the thing is, there's got to be more good stuff in the movie and not just what's in the trailer, otherwise you're going to be disappointed.
Exactly. So beyond all that, the Dark Universe is officially on hold, which means it's probably dead. It's probably dead. Basically, all the people, the producers, everyone that was going to be running it, they've left Universal. So it kind of puts them in a pickle if they want this to continue.
I just got to say, the Dark Universe was already done successfully. It was made in a movie that came out in March 27th, 2009, and it was called Monsters vs. Aliens. So, can we just leave it there?
I never saw that, but there was something in there called the Dark Universe.
No. It's just about a bunch of monsters teaming together to fight aliens. And that's when you were talking about monsters being in a universe together.
Like the Avengers.
Kind of like
they all band together to fight like
Yeah,
aliens.
that's what it is,
my
and they're kind of like playing. They're not directly because DreamWorks didn't have the rights to the characters themselves, but they were like playoffs of those kind of characters.
Right.
That's what it made me think of the whole time. I was like, this sounds like
man. So
but yeah,
and yeah, it just the reason why people. I think moviegoers kind of see through this thing. I mean, like DC let's face it, they've been struggling since day one to get their DC extended universe or whatever
beyond
it is
Batman, beyond the Dark Knight.
Right. They're trying to get it started and up and running, and they keep failing because they're trying to rush things.
Yes, very much. So.
Did you see Wonder Woman?
No, but everyone says it's good.
It is good.
Yeah,
it's a good movie.
It just looked like female Thor to me, so I was kind of like, meh.
It's
female Thor mixed with Captain America, right?
More Captain America.
Oh, okay.
Definitely more Captain America. It's done really cool. There were things that I was just like, oh my goodness, yeah, that is the case about Wonder Woman. Hey, that's how they tied it in. That's really neat. They needed to do more movies than that before they came out with Justice League.
Right? Cyborg. They have really cool stories.
Flash!
I can't wait for the Aquaman movie, but now I think it might be crappy since the Justice League is preceding it.
Yeah.
Aquaman's really cool, actually. He's like one of my favorite DC characters just because his powers are awesome. Everyone makes fun of him, and it's annoying.
If you want to lead up to an ensemble movie, you can't be like, okay, we're going to do a Superman movie, a Batman Superman movie, a Wonder Woman movie, and then we're going to do it. Well, and it's going to have characters in it that we haven't even... We introduced them to you, but it didn't even make sense in Batman versus Superman.
It's like so they had Superman, right? And then with Batman versus Superman, it's like, all right, now in this movie, we're going to introduce Batman and Wonder Woman. And it's like, and the next one, we're going to introduce Cyborg, the Flash, and Aquaman. And it's going to work out great. Like, they almost like doubled it. It's hilarious. Yeah. And it's like,
well, didn't the Flash and Aquaman show up in Batman vs Superman? And it was
one of the moments in the movie where I lost it. There's literally like a trailer for the Justice League in Batman vs Superman. You should see it, Steven. You would facepalm so hard.
I have been tempted to watch Batman vs Superman just to see how bad it is.
You should. I highly recommend it.
And by the way, you should
have me over for it.
This is coming from someone who loved Man of Steel. I thought Man of Steel was great.
I think it held up on its own.
I thought it was fine.
I hear people praise it a lot, and I'm not quite up there with it, but I thought it was a good movie, like in general. But so there's this scene where Bruce Wayne gets on his computer and he's looking up his files on all of the apparently he has files on all of the Justice League people
already,
and they all have their little like icons colored and everything. Like Aquaman's little trident, it's like blue, and there's like this lightning thing that's red, and there's like some robot thing that's Cyborg, and he clicks on each icon and it opens up a video on a computer that shows like a clip, literally like a trailer of the character. And I was like, what am I watching?
Oh, I thought they actually like showed up. Like
they don't show up in the movie, but it's literally like a trailer for each character, and that's the introduction. It's pathetic, but all this is irrelevant.
Yeah,
it's an example of a failed cinematic universe.
Yeah, we're just using it as like you said, as an example. So you have to kind of follow Marvel's example. You can't rush it. You can't come out and tell people, by the way, we're going to do a cinematic universe. Marvel didn't even do that. There was just this post-credit scenes with Nick Fury, and it's, Samuel L. Jackson. Oh, wow, he's kind of a big name. Just talking to Tony Stark about how, I want to talk to you about the Avengers Initiative, and everyone's mouths dropped. And then, we weren't expecting this to happen, but at the end of The Incredible Hulk, Tony Stark shows up in a post-credit scene and talks to Thunderbolt Ross about how they're putting a team together. So it's like, oh my goodness, they're actually going to do it. But then they took like 5 more movies before they got to the Avengers.
Captain America.
And another Iron Man movie.
Another Iron Man. Yeah.
So there was a total of like
5 movies, right?
5 movies, and then Avengers was like number 6.
Yeah.
It's like, you guys gotta wait.
Yep.
You guys gotta let things mature. Maybe even give one of them a sequel, because Batman vs Superman is not a sequel to Man of Steel. I don't consider it.
No, Batman. Where'd Batman come from?
Right, exactly. You have to have Batman's, first movie in this thing. So yeah, I'm glad this failed. I think everyone was face palming when they heard like, okay, not only is this a reboot of The Mummy, it's another cinematic universe to follow, and people just didn't want it.
Mm-hmm.
So that and it sounded like a bad movie to begin with.
Yeah.